Hello everyone, this is Abdelatif from Abid Academy. Welcome to the new series on concepts, principles, methods and tools for management. In today's episode, we'll cover the 7 rights of supply chain management. The 7 rights of supply chain management are a framework that ensures products and services are delivered efficiently and effectively. They consist of the right product, the right quantity, the right condition, the right place, the right time, the right customer, and the right cost. Together, these rights guide planning, procurement, production, transportation, warehousing, and customer service activities to minimize waste, reduce delays, control expenses, and maximize customer satisfaction. By systematically applying the 7 rights, organizations can improve inventory accuracy, streamline logistics, enhance order fulfillment, and build reliable supply chain processes that support long-term business goals and responsiveness to market changes. So let's talk about the right product. Picture ordering a phone and getting a toothbrush instead. That's obviously wrong. In supply chain terms, the right product means the customer receives exactly what they ordered and what they need, the correct SKU or part number, the right model or version, the right color, the right size, the right specifications, and any required accessories or configurations. Why does this matter? Because mistakes here are expensive. Sending the wrong product means returns, replacements, refunds, extra handling, inventory adjustments, and unhappy customers. Sometimes customers won't come back, so we want to avoid those mistakes. How do organizations make sure the right product is delivered? They use practical controls. Clear, standardized product descriptions and identifiers, SKU, UPC barcode, product spec sheets. Reliable inventory systems, WMS, ERP, so everyone knows exactly what's in stock and where. Picking and packing controls, scan barcodes at pick, verify items at packing, use pick lists and confirmations. Quality checks to ensure items are not damaged and meet the required specs before shipping. Tight supplier communication and purchase instructions to avoid unauthorized substitutions. So here are some real-world examples. In e-commerce clothing, delivering the correct size and color. A mispick leads to returns and customer frustration. In pharmaceuticals, delivering the correct active ingredient and dosage, mistakes can be dangerous. In electronics, delivering the correct memory or firmware version prevents the product from being unusable. In short, the right product means giving the customer exactly what they expect. It's fundamental to customer trust and efficient supply chain performance. All right, let's talk about the right customer. What it means. The right customer means that the product or service reaches the intended recipient, the correct person, account, location or distribution channel. It's not just about shipping to an address, it's about making sure the order ends up with the customer who ordered it or with the correct business unit or downstream partner. Why it matters. For customer satisfaction, sending goods to the wrong customer frustrates buyers and damages trust. For costs and waste, misdeliveries create return shipping, reshipping, processing work, and sometimes lost or unsellable inventory. For compliance and legal risk, some goods, for example, regulated items, controlled substances, or high-value tech, must be delivered only to authorized customers. And finally, for business relationships, for B2B, delivering to the wrong department or branch can disrupt operations and harm contracts or SLAs. How errors happen. Here are the common causes. Bad or incomplete address data, mistakes in order entry, wrong customer ID or account, multiple customers with similar names or multiple sites for the same customer, picking, packing confusion in multi-order cartons, system integrations that map customers incorrectly between systems, like ERP, e-commerce and CRM, fraudulent orders or payment and authorization issues. Here are some examples to make it concrete. In retail, e-commerce, a family orders 2 different items to 2 addresses. If both parcels are labeled John Smith and the warehouse uses only the name, orders can cross. Scanning order numbers and matching addresses prevents that. Case of a distributor with multiple branches. A manufacturing customer has 3 plants. Sending spare parts to plant A instead of plant B can halt production. Use site codes and explicit delivery instructions on the PO. In the case of regulated product, a lab reagent should only be sent to certified labs. confirm customer accreditation before shipping and require an authorized signature on receipt. Finally, the right customer is about accurate targeting of deliveries so the right people or sites get the right goods at the right time. It's crucial for trust, cost control, compliance, and smooth operations. Let's talk about the right place. What it means? The right place means delivering goods to the correct physical location where they're needed, the right warehouse, store, distribution center, branch, loading dock, or the customer's doorstep. It also covers placing inventory in the correct spot inside a facility, right shelf, bin, or staging area, so it's available when required. Why it matters. Operational continuity. Delivering to the wrong location can halt production lines, leave stores out of stock, or delay customer fulfillment. Cost and time. Misplaced shipments cause rerouting, extra transport, returns, and manual handling, all of which add cost and delay. Inventory accuracy. If items aren't stored in the right place, stock records become unreliable, causing overstock or stockouts. Safety and compliance. Certain items must be stored or delivered to specific locations for regulatory reasons. For example, hazardous materials, temperature-sensitive goods. How errors happen, the most common causes, incomplete or ambiguous delivery instructions as multiple buildings, docks, or site names, similar facility names or addresses, for example, 2 sites in the same city, poor internal location coding, for example, unclear bin shelf labels. Human error during picking, put away, or carrier misrouting. System mismatches between order data, inventory records, and transport instructions. Here are some examples to make it concrete. In the retail replenishment, sending a pallet to store A's back door instead of store B's can leave store A overstocked and store B empty. Including store ID and dock number prevents this. In the case of manufacturing supply, a machine needs a part at plant 2. If the part is sent to plant 1, production stops. Use site codes on the PO and a confirmation call for critical parts. In the case of cold chain, vaccines need to go to a specific refrigerated receiving area. If they're left at a general dock, temperature integrity is lost and the shipment may be unusable. In conclusion, the right place isn't just the right city or address. It's the exact physical spot and internal location where the goods are needed. Getting it right saves time, reduces cost, preserves inventory accuracy, and keeps operations running. Now, let's talk about the right time, though. What it means. The right time means getting the product or service to the place or person when it's needed. Not too early, not too late. It covers delivery timing to customers, arrival of inputs for production, replenishment to stores, and timing within internal processes, like when inventory is moved from receiving to available stock. So, why it matters. For customer expectations. Customers expect deliveries when promised. Late deliveries frustrate them. Very early deliveries can also be problematic if the recipient isn't ready to receive or store the goods. Production flow. For manufacturers using just-in-time or tightly scheduled production, parts must arrive at the exact time they're needed. Too early creates clutter and holding costs. Too late stops the line and causes downtime. For inventory efficiency, timing affects inventory levels. Frequent, well-timed deliveries let you carry less stock while still meeting demand. Mistimed deliveries force higher safety stock or cause stockouts. The cost and resource use. Warehousing, labor, and transport costs change with timing. For example, deliveries during peak store hours can require more staff to receive and process goods. Off-hour deliveries might be cheaper but require scheduling. Perishability and quality. For perishable or time-sensitive goods like food, pharmaceuticals, chemicals, timing is crucial to preserve quality and comply with shelf life constraints. Competitiveness and service levels. Reliable timing builds trust and can be a competitive advantage. Same-day delivery, guaranteed arrival windows. Conversely, inconsistent timing damages reputation and complicates planning for partners. Here are some examples though. E-commerce, a customer expects the package within the promised delivery window. If it's late, they may return the item or choose a different retailer next time. Retail replenishment, a store wants fresh stock delivered before the weekend rush. Late delivery misses peak sales, early delivery may overcrowd receiving areas. Just-in-time manufacturing. A supplier must deliver a component precisely when the assembly line needs it. A delay can halt production and cause overtime or expedited freight costs. Project-based work. Construction or events need materials and equipment on schedule. Delays cascade and can push project completion dates back up. So, the right time is about synchronizing supply with demand, so goods and services arrive exactly when they are needed. It balances customer satisfaction, operational continuity, cost, and product quality. Good timing reduces waste, prevents shortages, and keeps processes flowing smoothly. Let's talk about the right quantity. What it means, the right quantity means supplying or delivering the exact amount of product needed, not too much, not too little. It applies to customer orders, stock replenishment, components for production, and materials staged for projects. The idea is to match supply with demand as closely as possible. This is why it matters. Customer fulfillment. If you ship too few items, the customer is disappointed, orders are incomplete, and you may lose sales. If you ship too many, the customer may refuse or return goods, creating extra handling, delays, and cost. Inventory costs. Holding excess quantity ties up cash, consumes storage space, and increases risk of obsolescence, damage, or expiry. Too little quantity causes stockouts, lost sales, back orders, and emergency replenishment costs. Production flow. For manufacturers, the right quantity of parts at the right moment keeps the assembly line running without interruption or waste. Too much inventory on the line can clutter workstations. Too little halts production. Forecast accuracy and planning. Consistently getting quantities right reflects good demand forecasting and planning. It reduces bullwhip effects where small demand changes amplify up the chain and improve supplier relationships. Service levels and reputation. Meeting promised quantities builds trust. Persistent over or undersupply harms customer satisfaction and business relationships. So the right quantity ensures the right amount of product is available where and when it's needed, minimizing waste and cost while preventing shortages and missed opportunities. Getting this right improves cash flow, service, and operational stability. Let's talk about the right quality, what it means. The right quality means the product or service meets the requirements and expectations for its intended use. That includes functional performance, durability, appearance, safety, regulatory compliance, and any specified tolerances or standards. In short, it works as promised, looks and feels acceptable, and is safe and compliant for the customer's needs. Why it matters. For customer satisfaction and trust, delivering consistent quality builds confidence. Poor quality causes complaints, returns, and lost customers. Cost implications. Defects create rework, returns, scrap, warranty claims, and can force expedited replacements, all of which increase cost. For safety and compliance. For regulated industries, pharma, aerospace, food, incorrect quality can cause harm and lead to fines, recalls, or legal action. For operational efficiency, poor quality disrupts downstream operations. Production stops for rework, inventory becomes unusable, and schedules slip. For brand and reputation, repeated quality failures damage brand equity and can reduce market share over time. So, the right quality is about delivering products and services that meet the agreed technical standards and the customer's expectations for performance, safety, and appearance. It protects customers, reduces costs from failures, and preserves reputation. Let's talk about the right place, what it means. The right place means goods, materials, or services arrive at the exact physical location where they are needed. The correct warehouse, store, customer address, dock, production line, or internal bin shelf. It also covers putting inventory in the right spot inside a facility so it's findable and available when required. Why it matters. For the operational flow, sending items to the wrong location can stop production, leave stores out of stock, or delay customer orders. for the time and cost. Missed deliveries force rerouting, additional transport, returns and manual handling, all of which add cost and slow things down. For inventory accuracy, if items aren't stored where records say they are, systems show wrong stock levels, causing over-ordering or unexpected shortages. For safety and compliance, some goods must go to specific locations for regulatory, safety or temperature control reasons. Hazardous materials, refrigerated items, controlled inventory. Notice how place issues show up. Let's look to these examples. In retail, a pallet sent to the wrong store leaves one store overstocked and another empty, missing peak sales. In manufacturing, a critical part delivered to the wrong plant can halt production and cause expensive downtime. In e-commerce, a parcel delivered to the wrong address increases returns and customer complaints. In cold chain, vaccines left at a non-refrigerated dock lose efficacy and may need to be discarded. So the right place is about precision in location, not just the right city or facility, but the exact spot and internal location where goods are needed. Getting this right saves time and money, keeps inventory accurate, and prevents operational disruptions. The 7 rights: right product, right quantity, right condition, quality, right place, right time, right customer, and right cost form a simple but powerful framework that aligns every supply chain activity around one goal: deliver the right value to the right person at the right moment with minimal waste and cost. Together, they force organizations to think beyond individual functions: procurement, production, warehousing, transport, sales, and optimize the whole flow. Accurate specifications and product data prevent mistakes, correct quantities and timing, reduce inventory and avoid shortages. Proper condition and quality protect reputation and compliance. Precise place and customer routing eliminate missed deliveries. And controlling cost preserves profitability while meeting service expectations. When these 7 elements are balanced, customers get what they expect and trust the business. Operations run smoothly with fewer disruptions and emergency fixes. Working capital and storage needs are minimized. Risks from non-compliance, spoilage or damage fall, and competitive advantage grows through reliable service and lower total cost. Missing or weak attention to any one right creates ripple effects across the chain: excess expense, lost sales, damaged reputation, or operational breakdowns. So the real value is in managing the 7 rights together, translate promises into precise specifications, keep data and processes aligned across systems and partners, measure performance against each right, and use continuous improvement to close gaps. The 7 rights are a practical checklist and mindset for delivering consistent value. They help teams make trade-offs consciously: service versus cost, speed versus inventory, and build supply chains that are efficient, resilient, and customer-centric. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.